Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing some icy blue, wintry snowflake nails. We're going to be going in with V Beauty Pure's Dehydrator and also their primer. I'm using the half cover tapered square nail tips from Amazon. I'm not sure of the brand, I don't remember, but if anybody's interested, just let me know in the comments and I can link them to you guys. They are the best tapered square that I found so far on Amazon. So yeah, I really do like the shape of these nail tips. I am using my left hand, so my non-dominant hand, to do this set today. And I do want to go ahead and point out that I am very aware that my cuticles are a little inflamed, I guess you could say, or red. I have mentioned this before. I don't seem to understand or realize when it's time to stop with the cuticle clippers. Yeah, it's a real problem for me. So I just went ahead and made the decision to give up the cuticle clippers and not use it anymore. It's not a tool that's meant for me. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So yeah, we're going in with V Beauty Pure's primer now, and I do have a very thin layer of clear acrylic on my natural nails. I try to leave a super thin layer of clear acrylic on my natural nails at all times, just because I do my nails very often, and I don't want to have to go in, every couple of weeks and file my natural nails, so that my natural nails don't get, too thin or overly damaged. So we are going to be going in with NotPolish's Acrylic in Princess Slippers and V Beauty Pure's size 12 Kolinsky brush. This acrylic is a little bit on the translucent side, but it was almost a perfect match for the base that was in the inspo picture. I don't know if I mentioned or not, I did get inspo from Cheyenne's Nails from Instagram, so shout out to Cheyenne's Nails for this gorgeous, beautiful design. So yeah, this acrylic was almost an identical match for the inspo picture, but it was like a hair too translucent. So I didn't show it on camera, but I mixed in so I used a plastic spoon and I put 3 scoops of Princess Slippers in a jar. And then I put like a tip of the spoon of NotPolish's acrylic, and it's called Pink Me, just to add a little bit more of a solid acrylic, so that this acrylic is not too much on the translucent side, if that makes sense. So just like a touch of Pink Me is mixed into Princess Slippers. So we're going to go ahead and apply that to all 5 nails. I do use some glitter acrylic from Zulay. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that the glitter that I go in with is not currently on her website right this second. But if you guys are interested and you do want to buy it, Zulay has her business phone number listed in her Instagram bio. And so if you guys ever see something like, say for instance, you're watching one of Zulay's older Instagram posts or one of her older YouTube videos, and she's using any product, not just acrylic, and you guys can't find it on her website, if you text her and you ask her if she still has it, as long as it's not something that's completely sold out that she doesn't have anymore, if she still has it, she will sell it to you. So for example, like this glitter acrylic I'm going to use today, it was not on her website, but I watched a video of her using it and I wanted to buy it. So I texted her and she told me that she did still have it, and to just purchase one of her clear acrylic powders, which are the same price as her glitter acrylics. And then when you get to the checkout page, there's a notes section, and just to leave in the notes section what you want to swap the clear acrylic powder out for. I hope that makes sense, but yeah, just a tip for anybody that is shopping with Zulay. She's really good at helping, with stuff like that. I did mess up on the pointer finger here. I was supposed to ombre the glitter into the pink acrylic, but I forgot. So I do go in a few minutes and I'll show you guys. I filed down the pink acrylic to like a pretty thin layer, and then I went ahead and added the glitter, and it like it applied fine. There wasn't any issues or anything. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and apply this fully to the middle finger, and then we're gonna use the glitter on the ring finger. So yeah, this pink from NotPolish is both of them, like the princess slippers and the pink me. They apply wonderfully. It didn't cause me any issues, no marbling, which NotPolish's acrylics never do. They're always amazing. I love their acrylics. And we are about to move on to the glitter. And once you guys see this glitter, oh my god. Alright, so this is Zulay's Purple Rain. And I did switch to the Kiara Sky Kalinsky size 12 acrylic brush, just because I didn't want to get glitter acrylic in my regular. I didn't want to get glitter in my regular brush, like stuck in there or whatever. So we're just gonna apply the glitter fully to the ring finger. And as you guys can see, this glitter applied wonderfully, no issues. It blended nicely. It was perfect. And I'm usually not the biggest fan of glitter acrylics. I mean, not glitter acrylics, what am I saying? I'm usually not the biggest fan of chunky glitter. I usually like the more fine glitter. But this glitter, you guys, as you could see how it's shining on camera, how it looks like it has that crazy like shine to it. It literally looks just like that in real life, okay? With no bright lights, with no natural sunlight. It shines just like that in real life. And once I add top coat, it shines even more crazy, you guys. I was so amazed by this glitter acrylic. I'm absolutely like obsessed with it. It is so, so, so beautiful. And it went really nice with this like Christmassy, icy type of design that we're going to be doing. Super cute. So now I'm going to show you guys how I filed down some of that pink that I applied earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and try to ombre up some of the glitter up into the pink. And again, it blended wonderfully, no issues. It applied great. And now we're just going to go ahead and add the pink acrylic to the pinky nail, and then we'll be getting into our design, which I would consider very beginner friendly. I don't think it's anything too crazy. You know, I did all of this using my non-dominant hand, so, and I still consider myself a beginner, even though I've been doing this for like maybe 8 or 9 months now, like doing nails for 8 or 9 months. I only do it on myself, so it's not like I have, you know, a crazy amount of practice in. So I would say like anything that you guys see on my page is considered beginner friendly. Yeah, it wasn't hard to do at all. It was time consuming, but I feel like anything that you do with nails is very time consuming. So these are the nails after they've been filed and shaped, and I did encapsulate the 2 glitter nails with clear acrylic. And now we're going to be going in with NotPolish's Solo Gel in the shade Bubbly, and also their white liner gel. And these are the 3 brushes that I'm going to be using to create this design. Madame Glam striping brush, Nails by Dev's 9mm brush, and NotPolish's best nail art brush ever. And I just am going to make a snowflake on the pointer finger. So I have my dotting tool, and I'm using that white gel, and I'm going to make 1 dot in the middle, and that's going to be the center of the snowflake. So underneath that dot, I'm going to make 2 more dots, and then on top of it, 2 more, and then 2 more on either side of it. So it's, when you're done, it's going to look like a cross. And then in between each of those dots, you're going to make 2 more, so that they're going to be going like sideways, if that makes sense. It's a lot easier to understand what I'm saying, like if you're watching it versus me just trying to explain it. And after I was done making all of the dots, I did flash cure it. And now I'm just taking that white liner gel, and starting from the center dot, I'm just going to draw a line going through each of the 2 dots going around. And that's it. That's all that there is to it to make this snowflake. And I think it comes out very pretty. It's not hard to do at all. And yeah, super cute. So and these liner gels from NotPolish are very, very easy to work with. And the formula on them are, yeah, I guess the formula is great. I love it anyway. And then I'm going to fully cure the snowflake, and now I'm taking the dotting tool again, and I'm going to add some random dots all around the nail, but I'm trying to make them different sizes. So some larger, some smaller. I want it to look like falling snowflakes, you know what I mean? And I feel like when they're different sizes, when the dots are different sizes, I feel like it looks more like falling snow versus if they were all the same exact size. So yeah, just adding some different size dots all around the nail. And then moving on to the middle finger, I'm going to go ahead and go in with NotPolish's HEMA-free matte top coat. And you can see I'm not going all the way up to the cuticle area with it, because I'm about to do a French tip on this nail. And I do not buff my nails. It's very hard for me to explain why. I don't like how it looks for some reason. I don't know how to describe why I don't like how it looks, but I just don't. So I don't buff my nails. And if you don't buff your nails or go in with a matte top coat before you do any type of like design, any type of line work, I guess, your gel polish is going to bleed into the very tiny little fine scratch marks that are left behind from your nail file. So yeah, if I did not add any matte top coat, or if I didn't buff the nail first, this gel would have been just like seeping into all those very tiny little scratch marks that are left behind from the nail file. So that's why I did the matte top coat. So now I'm just using this bubbly shade from the Solo Gel collection and drawing a French, and I used that same liner brush to fill in like the very tiny hard to reach areas. I used the liner brush to fill in those areas, and then I just used the regular nail polish brush to fill in the rest. And then I'm going to fully cure that for 60 seconds. I think I did do 2 coats of the blue. I'm pretty sure I did. And then fully cure it for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to be going in with NotPolish's Gloss It top coat. And just going ahead and covering the whole nail with the Gloss It top coat. This Gloss It top coat is so freaking shiny. You guys are going to see in a second. Like the before clip, before I cure it, and then right after I cure it, it looks exactly the same. The top coat still looks wet after it's been fully cured. It's crazy. So this is after it's been fully cured. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So now I'm going to be doing a sweater design just on the French tip part. So only the blue part of the nail. I'm taking my liner brush and I'm going to draw 2 lines in the center of the French tip part. Just trying to make them straight. And then I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm going to make 2 hearts in between those 2 lines that I just made. And how you make the heart is you're going to use your dotting tool, make 2 dots side by side, and that's going to be the top part of your heart. And then take a very fine liner brush and just drag down from those 2 dots to make the bottom half, the V part of your heart. And then just fill in whatever is necessary, you know. So I made 2 hearts in the center of those 2 lines. And I'm leaving all of this gel wet. I'm not curing it because I'm going to go in with some clear acrylic powder in a second. And we're going to do the sweater effect. And now just taking my dotting tool, I'm going to make some dots going down the sides of the nail. So on either side of those lines, just making some dots. And now I'm taking Kiara Sky's clear acrylic powder, and I'm going to sprinkle it all over that wet gel. And you want your gel, or like you want your design to look fully matte before you cure it. Otherwise, it's not going to look right after you cure it. So you want it to look fully matte before you cure it. Cure it for 60 seconds, and then you can dust off the excess powder. And that is how that looks. Super cute. Not perfect, but you know. So now I'm using the Macart rhinestone glue, and I'm just going to add a little bit to the center of the nail. And I'm going to add a blue bow. On the inspo picture, they had a really pretty blue snowflake charm, but I didn't have anything like that, so I just used a blue bow. But yeah, the snowflake charm would have looked adorable. So I'm just showing you guys how the nails look so far. I did switch to this other blue gel liner from NotPolish. It matches almost identically to the blue solo gel that we've been using. But the nail that I'm doing now, I needed these lines to be a little bit on the thicker side. And this brush, just for me, is easier to make thicker lines. So you're going to start from the top of the nail. And so what we're doing is it's supposed to look like a wrapped present, like a wrapped gift present. We're going to make 1 line starting from the top of the nail all the way to the bottom, just a straight line, a little bit on the thicker side. And then we're going to do the same thing, but going from side to side. And this liner gel is from their pastel gel liner collection. I think it was the blueberry muffin or something like that. So I'm just trying to perfect that line and get it even. And then I'm going to go ahead and make one going from side to side. Again, just try to make it, even as best as you can. I'm trying to get it, the same width of the first line that we made. And I'm pretty sure I did flash cure the first line before going in with the second line. That's a good tip. Like whenever you're doing any type of design, if you like the way it came out, go ahead and flash cure it. That way, if you mess up later on, you don't have to erase the whole entire design and start over. So yeah, I'm just trying to even it out. And look at that glitter, you guys. This is before. Now this is how it's going to look with top coat. Look how crazy this glitter is. And I'm telling you guys, the way it shines on camera, it looks just like that in real life. How is that possible? Like, oh my God, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm using NotPolish's Gloss It Top Coat again. And then I'm going to fully cure that. And now I'm taking that same blue gel, and now we're going to try our best to make a ribbon, a bow. So all it is basically two oval shapes, and you want the oval shapes to be touching, you know. And then I'm going to add the long ribbon part of the bow, if that makes sense. And I'm leaving the bow wet. I'm not going to cure it because we're going to sweater effect the bow with the clear acrylic powder. So now I'm just trying to perfect the bow as best as I can. And then we're going to add our little long ribbon parts of it. So starting from the center of those two ovals, just going down and making the long ribbon part, you know. And you want it to be like a little wavy, you know what I'm saying? So just adding another one on the other side. And then I'm going to leave all of this wet, and I'm going to sprinkle some of the clear acrylic powder over it. Again, using the Kiara Sky clear acrylic powder. And then I'm going to fully cure that for 60 seconds. And then just dust off the excess powder. And that is how that nail turned out. I can't get over how good that glitter looks. And now moving on to our pinky nail, I did switch back over to my thinner liner brush. And we're just going to draw a straight line going directly down the center of the nail. And we're going to fill in one half and make it blue. So half of the nail is going to be blue, and then the other half we're just going to leave it the way it is, pink. So just going back to the brush that comes in the gel liner, because it's thicker and it's faster to fill in, you know, that large area of space. And I'm just filling that in as best as I can. And you guys could see like how this blue gel liner matches almost identical to the bubbly solo gel. Maybe the solo gel is like a hair lighter, but barely. And then once we're done filling that side of the nail in, we're going to fully cure it. And then we're going to go ahead and cover the entire nail with the glossy top coat. And it's the same glossy top coat that I've been using. And then we're going to fully cure that. And now I'm going to do a sweater effect on the blue half of the nail. So I'm taking my dotting tool and that same blue dotting gel, liner gel, and I'm going to make one dot, and then directly underneath that dot, I'm going to make a heart using the same technique that I just showed you guys. So 2 dots side by side, and then taking the fine liner brush and dragging it down and creating the bottom half of the heart. I only showed you guys me doing 1 dot and 1 heart because it would have been like super repetitive if I left in the footage of me doing all whatever 4 hearts that I made. So yeah, I just left in me doing 1, but I did do it going down the whole nail. So dot, heart, until I reached the end of the nail. And leaving all of that wet, all of that wet. And now we're going in with the clear acrylic. Gonna sprinkle it all over our wet design. Again, making sure it looks fully matte before we cure it. And then I'm gonna cure that, dust it off. And that's how it looks, super cute. And then I'm just going to take my dotting tool again using the white gel, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the pointer finger, and I'm just going to make some random dots that are supposed to look like falling snow. Again, trying to make them different sizes, some smaller, some bigger, so that it looks more like snowflakes versus like a polka dot nail, you know what I mean? And again, I'm going to leave these dots wet so that we can sweater the dots too, or sweater effect, whatever it's called. Yeah, now I'm gonna sprinkle it with the clear, and then fully cure it, dust it off again. So I feel like when you're looking at the nails, like just in general, when you're looking at them, like it looks like, in my opinion anyways, it looks like a more like hard set or a more like intricate detailed set. But when you really get into the design and you like realize how it's done, it's really not difficult to do, and to me it comes out like so cute, like so pretty. Now I did do the French on my thumb off camera because I tried doing it like 5 times on camera and I couldn't do it, so I just went ahead and did it off camera using that same blue gel that we've been using. And now I'm just going over it with the NotPolish glossy top coat. And I'm going to be doing the same exact thing that we did on the middle finger. So just making that sweater heart design on the French tip part only. So 2 straight lines in the center of your French. The only thing I did do different was I added another 2 lines at the very edges of the nail. So we had 4 lines on this nail versus 2 on the middle nail. And then I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm going to add dots in between the 2 lines on both sides, leaving the middle space empty for now. So yeah, just adding the dots on either side. And then I'm going to add the heart in the center with 1 dot on top of the heart. Again, leaving all of this gel uncured so we could sprinkle it in a few minutes. So now adding our heart, I'm adding the dot first, and then directly underneath it, I'm going to do our heart. And this heart somehow, some way, I don't know how, came out like almost perfect. It was the best out of all the hearts I made on this hand. The only thing I did different was I used my dotting tool to drag down the bottom half of the heart, and I did not do that on the other hearts I made. But I still did use my detail liner brush to, shape it a little bit. But yeah, this heart came out really good. So I'm just shaping that, trying to perfect it. And then we're going to sprinkle it with our clear acrylic again. And whenever you guys are doing this, be sure to try not to knock into your wet design while you're sprinkling the clear acrylic. I've done that before and it's very frustrating. So now just dusting it off after it's been fully cured. And that's how the thumb came out. I wish, looking back at it now, I wish I would have did my French a little bit higher. It's too low in my opinion. Now I'm going in with NotPolish's new cuticle oil that they released. It's their complete care oil. You guys, this oil, oh my god, just, it's amazing. It really is. It's the best cuticle oil I've ever used anyway. And this is the finished look, you guys. Super cute. I think it came out really pretty. Shout out to Cheyenne's nails. I will be showing you guys how the nails look in different lighting. So this is how it looks in different lighting. And if you guys are still here watching, please give me a like. It's greatly appreciated and it really helps out, especially for newer content creators. And thank you guys so much for watching with me, and subscribe if you're interested in seeing any of my future videos. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.